We're talking hormones, hormone health. Hormones are the unifying elements in the body. The body's made up of 100 trillion individual components, and hormones are the unifying element. It pulls everything together. The body is a coherent whole under the control of the hormone system. Hormones are made in glands, gland cells specifically. So when we talk about our glands, we're really talking about gland cells. When we talk about the thyroid gland, we're really talking about thyroid gland cells. And fascinatingly, these thyroid gland cells or pancreas gland cells or adrenal gland cells somehow or another know how to make hormones. They know how to produce these chemicals out of the cells. And some of them will produce 60 different hormones. Well, maybe not that many, but certainly 20 different hormones from your adrenal glands. One adrenal gland cell is capable of making a dozen, 2 dozen different hormones. It's an amazing idea when you think about it. How can one little cell that's 1/100th the size of the head of a pin, how can it have the intelligence to know whether to produce cortisol or adrenaline or estrogen or testosterone or progesterone? Yet it does. This is an amazing, amazing idea. And this is what I talk about when I talk about the miracle that is us, the miracle that is the human body. We should be so blown away by what we are. Yet the only time we think about our glands and our hormones and our cells and our bodies is when we're sick. When we're healthy, when we're strong, when we're vital. That's when we should be thinking and praising and thanking our cellular system, our glandular systems, our tissue systems, the divine force that runs our bodies. So, you got hormones made in gland cells. You've got glands that secrete hormones into the digestive system and through the skin. We call those exocrine glands. You've got glands that secrete hormones into the blood. We call them endocrine glands. The endocrine glands are the ones we talk about all the time. So what is it that makes something a gland? Well, a gland is just an amazing structure that's made up of gland tissue, which is made up of gland cells. And perhaps, I think anyway, these gland cells are the most interesting cells, and the gland tissue is the most interesting tissue in the body. Gland cells secrete hormones, which, as we said yesterday, along with enzymes, are the most functional chemicals in the body. You've got the enzymes and the hormones. The enzymes do the work, the hormones turn on the enzymes. Hormones are what allows the body, which is made up of independent units, 100 trillion independent units, mind-boggling, 100 trillion independent, conscious little animals, if you will. We call them cells. And the hormones integrate the whole shebang. They integrate everything. Via the activity of the hormones, these 100 trillion components, cells of the body, are weaved into one coherent, uniform whole. And this makes our hormones like an underlying fabric that unifies the whole system. And it's all under the control of headquarters, literally headquarters, a brain which is quartered in the head. The major hormones, as we said, are the endocrine hormones, and they're produced in the endocrine glands. These hormones, these endocrine hormones, they go into the blood, they travel through the blood. These are what we think of when most of us think of hormones. We're talking about our endocrine hormones. Now, as I said, however, you have exocrine hormones as well. Pheromones are one of the classic exocrine hormones. Pheromones are basically how we communicate to each other in terms of issues around fertility and around attraction, also around fear and around anger. You ever notice how dogs and animals in general can smell fear? We say they smell fear. What are we talking about? They're smelling pheromones. Pheromones, P-H-E-R, not pheromones, F-E-A-R, pheromones. Pheromones of fear, pheromones of love, pheromones of attraction, pheromones of repulsion. All of these are how animals can tell if you're scared, or animals can tell if you're safe. They're sensing pheromones. Ants will drop little pheromone chemicals to tell other ants where the food is. And human beings use pheromones mostly for attraction, or largely for attraction, for sex. There's actually pheromone sprays you can get. Periodically, I'll have somebody ask me if I can make a pheromone spray or make a pheromone skin product. Perfumes are supposed to duplicate pheromones. These are exocrine hormones, your pheromones. They're secreted outside the body. You also have hormones that are secreted from a cell to another cell, or sometimes from a cell to itself. A cell will actually secrete a hormone, and then that hormone will boomerang back and activate the cell itself. That's called an autocrine hormones. But by far and away, and the ones we're going to talk about, and the most important ones by far, are the endocrine hormones. And at any given moment, you've got an endless stream of endocrine hormones surging through the blood, packing your circulatory system like cars on a rush hour freeway. It's actually pretty miraculous when you think about how this whole thing works. It starts off in the brain, and then the brain starts to communicate to all the different glands, and all the different glands produce hormones, and the body's activities via the enzymes ensues. All right, hang tight. We're going to talk about the spiritual nature of hormones when we come back from our break. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. We'll be back after this.
Okay, open your mouth and say ah.
Ah. When your child has a sore throat, you need to know when to get help. The doctor recommended Say Ah Sore Throat Exam is your solution. The scientifically designed oral retractor offers a clear view of the throat, relaxing the tongue and minimizing gag reflex. Compare with the medical grade chart website and app. Then you'll know just what to tell your doctor. A wellness plan in your hands in minutes. Go to SAYAHHnow.com. SayAhNow.com. The new mainstay for every family's first aid kit.
Is negative content or comments on the web affecting your personal or professional reputation? Unfavorable comments, embarrassing pictures, videos, legal documents, and bad tweets can ruin your personal life, your career, or your business. It happens a lot, and it's just not fair. But what can you do? Reputation.com can protect your good name. Get a free consultation now at 800-831-0771. That's 800-831-0771. Call right now for a free expert reputation analysis. It's easy to squash the unfair attacks with our patented system, and the analysis is absolutely free. Make the best things about you jump out in searches. Protect your personal and professional reputation, your business, and your income. Get your free reputation analysis from Reputation.com right now. Call 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771.
Virtually anyone can hack your cell phone and track your calls, your texts, your emails, your every movement, but only if they can detect a signal. Stay one step ahead of hackers and Big Brother with a Block-It Pocket, a custom-made pocket infused with pure silver that creates a complete Faraday enclosure for your cell phone. For free shipping to the lower 48, visit blockitpocket.com or call 888-315-9618. blockitpocket.com, enhancing health and privacy.
Silver has always been nature's very own antibiotic, and only one system allows you to produce an endless supply of nano-sized silver solutions right from the convenience of your home. Silver Lungs. With the addition of our unique lung delivery system, respiratory infections are targeted directly, where traditional oral administration simply cannot reach. This pioneering method also preserves the original particle sizes and delivers your silver solution directly into the bloodstream. See the Silver Lungs generator and lung delivery system at silverlungs.com. That's silverlungs.com.
This is a healthcare alert from the Pain Relief Hotline. If you, a family member, or a loved one suffers from knee, back, shoulder, or ankle pain and have Medicare as your primary insurance, we've got great news. You don't have to suffer any longer. You can immediately qualify for a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost to you by calling our 24/7 Pain Relief Hotline at 866-389-0620. Delivery is free and all paperwork is handled for you. If you are on Medicare and have knee, back, shoulder, or ankle pain, don't wait. You can qualify to immediately receive a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost by calling our 24/7 Pain Hotline now at 866-389-0620. Our representatives are standing by 24/7 to take your call and rush you your pain-relieving brace at little or no cost to you. Shipping is free and all paperwork is handled for you. Just call 866-389-0620. That's 866-389-0620. Again, 866-389-0620.
Hey, Berkey Guy here. Are you still drinking unfiltered tap water? Does your water contain chlorine or fluoride? Will you have drinkable water in an emergency? The Berkey Guy is here to help you remove these and other potential contaminants from your water, thus helping you drink clean, purified water. We offer Berkey water purification systems at the lowest available prices online. Don't go another moment without Berkey system. Over the last 10 years, we've helped thousands drink clean, purified water. Join them by visiting goberkey.com or call me, the Berkey Guy, at 877-886-3653. That's 877-886-3653.
The human body is more than 60% water. Your brain and muscles are 75% water. And your blood is 92% water. Water is vital to your body, and alkalizing your water is the key to keep it running at its best. AlkaVision Plasma pH drops keep your entire body healthy, boosts energy, promotes weight loss, and even fights cancer. Call 800-518-7615 or go to alkavision.com to find out more. That's ALKAvision.com.
Owe $10,000 or more to the IRS?
Get on board with the Tax Admiral. Don't pick on the IRS alone. I'll cut penalties and reduce your overall tax bill. Sometimes I can even get it zeroed out completely.
We're an A-rated company helping people clean up their mess with the IRS.
If you owe $10,000 or more, then call the Tax Admiral.
Call 800-287-7180. Again, that's 800-287-7180. 800-287-7180.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows, pause and rewind live TV, even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
If you're like me, you're concerned about the stock market and the economy. You're asking the questions, but it just doesn't seem that you're getting the right answers. Well, my friends at the Wealth Preservation Institute not only have the answers, but they've put together a free report, How to Survive the Upcoming Economic Collapse and Protect Your 401ks, IRA savings, and retirement income. Don't hesitate. This report's for free for a limited time by calling 888-772-2929. That's 888-772-2929. Take back your financial lives today.
As if chlorine in our water weren't bad enough, now they're adding ammonia?
It's true. Some municipalities are now adding ammonia plus chlorine to your water supply. It's a disinfectant called chloramine. But with a trusted Big Berkey water filter, you can keep chloramine out of your water. New NSF EPA certified lab tests show EPA Berkey water filters remove chloramines, pharmaceuticals, BPA, pesticides, bacteria and viruses, all forms of fluoride, and much more. Big Berkey water filters are the original and most trusted on the market, the gold standard in water purification. And our filters last for years at less than 2 cents per gallon. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get your Big Berkey today. Call 1-877-99-BERKEY or click BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. That's 1-877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
We use mobile devices right against our bodies every day, but growing scientific evidence has emerged showing serious health risks associated with exposure to EMF radiation emitted from these devices. The solution is Defender Shield, the most effective mobile radiation shielding ever developed. Defender Shield blocks virtually 100% of EMF radiation from cell phones, tablets, and laptops, and starts at just $64.99. Buy now at DefenderShield.com. For 10% off, use promo code GCN. DefenderShield.com, the worldwide leader in mobile radiation shielding.
Many are in disbelief today after word of shocking allegations against a Minnesota-based talk syndication company known as GCN. It's claimed that they're the fourth largest talk syndication company in the U.S., making it even more scandalous that they've been accused of helping business owners expose themselves on a massive scale. Let's go live to Tom for more on this story.
It's being called the greatest exposure of our lifetime, while other business owners are beginning to step forward claiming they too exposed themselves with the help of GCN.
It's true. They're all guilty. Every last one of them. GCN helped me get the exposure my company needed, and just think, that was years ago. Today, GCN has like 700 affiliate stations and over 6 million downloads from iTunes and their website every month.
Imagine the exposure your company can get. Expose your business to the masses. Email advertise@gcnlive.com. Easy, affordable, effective. GCN.
So we're talking hormones, hormone health, and there is a very important relationship between spirituality and hormone health. And this is not just Boulder, Colorado, airy-fairy hippie talk either. It's actually now considered to be scientific. There's a book called The Scientific Basis of Integrative Medicine. It's a textbook. one of the first textbooks that I've seen that actually talks about what they call subtle energy medicine in a technical way, in a scientific way, using studies and peer-reviewed studies and various articles. The first chapter in the scientific basis of integrative medicine talks about hormones and the electrical nature of the body, and then later chapters talk about literally about the connection between the chakras and spirituality and hormone health, especially as it regards the pineal gland and the pituitary gland. Amazing glands. In fact, before we went to break, we were talking about how the hormones integrate the entire body. Well, the hormones that come out of the pineal gland and the pituitary gland in our head regulate all the other hormones. This is so cool because throughout history, the pineal gland and the pituitary gland have been considered spiritual glands. The third eye, the pineal gland and the pituitary gland make up what's called the third eye. How cool is that? You know, if you put your finger right where a third eye would be, between your two eyes, in the middle of your head, you'll actually be pointing right at your pituitary gland. And if you put your finger on the top, and then put your finger right between your eyes, or in your brow area, where your third eye would be, and then your finger on the top of your head, about the middle, where those two fingers meet, if you can imagine energy coming from the finger that's pointing in your forehead and energy coming from the finger that's pointing in the middle of the top of your head, if you can picture energy coming from both those fingers, right where they meet is where your pineal gland is. How did the ancient people understand this? I should also tell you that because the endocrine hormone depends on the blood highway, if you got dirty blood, you're going to have a hormone problem, period. And you can take all the estrogen replacement therapy and hormone replacement therapy you want, and your brilliant doctor will probably prescribe estrogen or estradiol or even progesterone, not recognizing that if you have dirty blood, it's not going to help. It could even make matters worse. Remember, all disease is cell disease, and behind cell disease is always going to be dirty blood. This is the core of our disease and breakdown process. Our blood gets dirty because the endocrine system, the hormone system that dumps hormones into the blood, depends on a smooth, clear blood highway to deliver hormones. If you got dirty blood from a digestive problem or a blood sugar problem or long-standing issues with oxygenation of the blood, you're going to have a hormone problem, and your hormone replacement therapy isn't going to do you any good. In fact, it can make matters worse because you may not break down those hormones as effectively, and they can build up, and then you can end up with toxicity. This is where the association between estrogen and cancer show up, between hormone replacement therapy and cancer show up. You can't just take hormones, folks, especially once you understand that the hormones depend on the blood for their delivery. You're much better off cleaning the blood than you are getting on hormone replacement. Also, because hormones depend on healthy cells for their activity, especially the cell membrane, as we'll talk about here in a little bit. If you've got a cell problem, and all disease is cell disease, you're going to also have a hormone problem. So hormones come out of the brain, typically out of the master gland, which is your pituitary gland, sometimes out of the pineal gland. They're kind of connected, the pineal gland and the pituitary gland, even though we talk about them separately. The pineal gland secretes melatonin and serotonin, and the pituitary gland secretes factors that turn on all the other glands. This is why it's called the master gland. Sometimes an area in the brain called the hypothalamus, you may have heard of that, is involved. From there, it goes to all the other glands of the body. From the pituitary and the hypothalamus, it goes to all the other glands in the body. There's 7 main glands, or glandular systems. There's actually a lot more glands. There's probably about 50 or so, but there's 7 main ones. The adrenals, the reproductive glands, the pancreas, the thymus, the thyroid, the pituitary, and the pineal gland. And interestingly, these correspond almost exactly to what is called in Eastern medicine the chakras. You probably heard that term. Chakra is Sanskrit for wheel. Ancient people, particularly in China and in India, envisioned these centers, these chakra centers, as circulating vortexes of energy, thus the name wheels. They didn't know what hormones were 5,000 years ago, but they knew what chakras were, and they wrote about them. I don't know how that happened. It wasn't until the mid-19th century when Western scientists began to explore the nature of hormones and chemical messengers. But 5,000 years ago, they knew that there was something going on in these 7 major centers, these 7 chakra centers. And while technically there's many of these centers, as I say, there are 7 major ones. The first chakra is associated with survival. That's why it's the first chakra. It's the most important in terms of survival. That's your adrenal glands. This is your fight or flight chakra. It keeps us alive in emergency conditions. The second is the reproductive glands. This is important for the survival of the species, not survival personally, but survival of us, of the human race, procreation. Your second chakra is your gonads, the ovaries and the testes. The third chakra is the solar plexus. This is our power chakra. This is where we get independence from, and according to Eastern medicine, this is where we get a sense of self from, a sense of independence and power, and it's also linked to the digestive system. The pancreas is the gland that's associated with the third chakra. Fourth chakra corresponds to the thymus. The thymus is your immune gland. Immune cells are made out of the thymus, and from an Eastern perspective, Eastern medicine perspective, this is your heart chakra. It's associated with love and harmony and good relationships. How do you like that? The immune system, via the thymus, and the heart are linked. How interesting is it that heart disease is the #1 killer in the United States and around the world? We have a fourth chakra, a heart issue, in this country, in this culture, and around the world. Via heart disease, you can see this. We have a fourth chakra disease problem. Oh, guess what? The fourth chakra is involved with love and harmony and peace and good relationships. Is it any surprise that we've got heart chakra problems? The breasts, by the way, are also part of this heart area. And guess what? Breast cancer is the leading cause of, and lung cancer, which is also associated with this area, are the leading causes of death by cancer. How interesting is that? All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. You are listening to The Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network. We're going to take a break and come back with more good health information. Don't go away. So we're talking hormone health and the chakras. The first chakra is associated with survival. Your adrenal glands. Second is associated with the reproductive centers, reproductive glands, the ovaries, the testes. The second chakra is our survival of the species chakra as opposed to survival of the self chakra. The third is related to the solar plexus. This is our power center, the center of the body, the intestine really. The nervous system that's associated with the intestine is the solar plexus. It makes sense. You know, when I was playing basketball in high school, they would always tell us, always look at the center, at the belly. Look at your, you can make all kinds of fake moves with your hips and your shoulders and your hands if you're dribbling a basketball, but the belly doesn't lie. The belly is the center of the body. It is the solar plexus via the solar plexus center in terms of the nervous system, and it's the digestive system as well, and it's associated with power. It's your third chakra. The fourth chakra is your heart chakra. It's associated with the thymus and the immune system. I love how the heart is associated with the immune system. We always have immune problems. We got heart problems. People are depressed, have lowered immunity. And interestingly, lung cancer, breast cancer, heart disease, these are all fourth chakra problems. We got fourth chakra disease. We got love disease via this fourth chakra connection. The fifth chakra, that's super cool. That's your thyroid. Just like we have an epidemic of heart disease, we got an epidemic of thyroid issues. Hypothyroidism, hyperthyroidism. Well, guess what? The thyroid is associated with creativity and expression. And just like we have love disease, we got expression and creativity disease as well. The fifth chakra is your thyroid center and your creativity chakra and expression chakra. Then you have your sixth and seventh chakras. I'm going to save those for tomorrow because those are super cool. The third eye, the pituitary, and the pineal gland. Those are our light transducers. They take light and they turn it into electrical energy. Super cool. It's no accident that the pineal gland, that the pine cone has been revered by secret societies and occultists for eons. The largest pine cone structure, pine cone sculpture in the world is located in the courtyard of the Vatican. No accident. We'll talk about that tomorrow as we continue talking hormone health as it relates to the skin on the Bright Side. Okay, I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network. Time to hit our phones. Let's get our first phone call of the day. Sheryl in New York. What's going on? Welcome to The Bright Side.
Good morning, Ben.
Good morning. What's cooking?
Yes. I'm seeking ways to significantly increase my absorption of calcium.
Okay.
My understanding, based on my research and also experientially, is that calcium is one of the most difficult minerals to absorb. And when I have attempted to increase my intake and dosage of longevity calcium products, I experience loose stools. And I know that my body is in dire need of more calcium, and I need help.
Well, yes and no. Yes and no. Calcium should be the easiest, or one of the easiest minerals to absorb, because there's so many systems in place to make sure that calcium gets absorbed because of its vital, important nature. I don't want to say it's the most important of all the minerals, but you could make a case for that. I don't like picking on one mineral or one nutrient saying it's the most important, but you can certainly make a case that calcium is the most important. When we think of calcium, we think of the structure of the body. We tend to think of bones, right? Because it's kind of intuitive that calcium is the bones. But you know what? Maybe 1% of the calcium in your body is in the bones. The rest of the calcium, I don't know if it's 1%, but it's a very small percentage of our calcium is in our bones. The vast majority of calcium is used to signal things. It's a signaling molecule. It's a messenger molecule. And we've been talking about hormones in the endocrine system. Well, calcium isn't exactly a hormone, but it has some of the same kinds of effects. It tells cells what to do. It doesn't tell them what to do. It turns them on. It initiates activity. It's a cell hormone, a cell mineral, more than it is a bone and structural mineral. So there are many mechanisms in place. Vitamin D, for example, is involved in calcium absorption. Parathyroid hormone, which is a real interesting, the parathyroid is a super interesting gland that hardly ever gets any discussion, but parathyroid hormone also is involved in how calcium is absorbed. But the most important thing to recognize about calcium absorption, and this is why, as you say, it has a reputation for being difficult to absorb, but even though it's really not, the main issue with calcium absorption involves fat. And this is true about many minerals. Zinc, for example, selenium, for example. These require a healthy fat absorption system. And that means bile. And that means the intestine. And that means liver. So if you have a problem absorbing calcium, you probably have a liver, bile, intestine, or gallbladder issue. Are you with me so far?
Yes, I am.
There's a major connection, a major relationship between how the body processes fats and vitamin D, the parathyroid, as well as the intestines and the liver and the gallbladder. And to compound things, the kidney is sometimes involved as well. So without having to work on all these different systems, what do you do to maximize your calcium absorption? Well, if you've been listening to this program for any length of time, you know exactly what I'm going to tell you. Number one, you focus on the digestive system, especially as it regards fats. Anybody who's dealing with any kind of calcium issue, this is why periodically, by the way, you'll hear studies that come out and say, oh, calcium supplements are bad for your heart. Have you heard these? Or calcium supplement is dangerous, or be careful with calcium. It's not the calcium, it's the processing of the calcium. So it's not calcium that's a problem, it's calcium that's not processed correctly because there's a liver issue or a digestive issue. So using your ultimate enzymes with all your meals, taking extra bile salts can help. Bile salts are also in the ultimate enzymes, but taking extra bile salts can help. Lecithin granules, which is a component of bile, can also help. Doing anything you could do to protect your digestive system from food toxins or food allergens. That means doing an elimination diet, looking for problem foods. Are you with me so far, ma'am?
Yes, I am.
Okay. All your fatty nutrients, and that includes the fatty vitamins, D, E, A, and K are important. And K is especially important, by the way, for calcium. This is what calcium, vitamin K's main role is to help the body, is to help the calcium system of the body. And if you have an intestinal problem, you're going to have a vitamin K problem. So making sure you're supplementing with all those vitamins, D, E, A, and K. D, probably the best way to get it is the sun. Via this vitamin D connection, the sun is a major, major tool for helping you absorb calcium, because that's how you get your vitamin D. That's the best way to get your vitamin D. You can also use, of course, vitamin D supplements, and you can also use vitamin D-containing foods, particularly eggs and dairy and organ meats, but vitamin D from the sun is the best vitamin D. Essential fatty acids, your ultimate EFAs, are going to be important for helping you process calcium as well. And then making sure you have enough magnesium. Magnesium and calcium work together. Sometimes magnesium causes loose stools, by the way. Calcium tends to be a little bit constipating if you're absorbing it, but you may not be absorbing your calcium. Couple more things, so hang tight. I'll get you some more information when we come back from our break. Don't go away, Sheryl. Calcium absorption, you want to focus mostly on fats and in the digestive system, but there's a couple other things you could do. So hang tight. We'll finish up when we come back. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. We'll be back right after this. We're talking to Sheryl in New York about calcium absorption. Sheryl, are you there?
Yes, I am, Ben.
Okay, good. So we got the fat part of the body, vitamin D, fat absorption part of the body, vitamin D, bile salts, lecithin granules after meals, digestive enzymes, building bile using choline supplements, choline, choline supplements, taurine supplements, glycine supplements as well can be helpful, focusing on liver health. These are all very important strategies. Calcium, as well as selenium and zinc, being absorbed by bile. Bile is a very underappreciated fluid, and bile defects are always going to be linked to heart disease, for example, and also problems with calcium absorption. Then there's the intestinal element. Calcium is absorbed in the intestines. So if you have a history of intestinal issues, Crohn's disease, celiac disease, all of that, you're going to have impaired calcium absorption. So working on intestinal health, food diary, eliminating problem foods, and then also the biolumin nightly essence and probiotics and fermented foods can be very helpful for calcium absorption. Same with fiber. Inulin fiber, as well as soluble and insoluble fiber from vegetables and veggie juices and such. Then there is the importance of the kidneys when it comes to calcium absorption. We all know about kidney stones, calcium kidney stones. And if you have any issues with kidney disease, you're going to have a calcium issue. And many people have either kidney disease or subclinical kidney problems, which aren't bad enough to get you on dialysis or put you in an emergency room or in a doctor's office, but bad enough that you may have some calcium issues. And again, because vitamin D is turned on in the kidneys, this can be involved as well. So if you have blood sugar, the number one cause of kidney issues is blood sugar issues. So working on your blood sugar, that's the second step. And that means the sweeties from longevity, eliminating or reducing your intake of fast-burning sugar foods that stress the blood sugar system, intermittent fasting and caloric restriction, as well as getting on the Healthy Start Pack to get your basic nutrients for sugar metabolism. And then last but not least, hypoxia or low blood oxygen is also involved when the body, when we become toxic, our blood acidity or pH drops, the blood becomes acidic, calcium will leach out of cells in order to neutralize that acid. So you can run into calcium deficiencies, and you can also run into malabsorption issues as well when you're running acidic. And the best way to alkalinize your blood is not to use the pH diet or the pH miracle diet or pH balancing water or alkaline water. God's way of alkalinizing the blood is oxygen. That means making sure you're practicing your slow, deep breathing techniques, as well as activating the relaxation nervous system, the parasympathetic nervous system. So got lots of great strategies there, fats in the sun and vitamin D and intestinal health and kidney health, and making sure that you're taking care of your oxygenation needs through deep breathing and relaxing the body. That's what I would be doing for calcium absorption. Don't forget your vitamin K also, all your fatty vitamins really, but especially vitamin K. Okay?
Thank you.
All right. God bless you, Sheryl.
What are bile salts?
Bile, B-I-L-E, bile salts are the active ingredients, the active components in the liquid that we call bile. Bile is a liquid that's pumped out of your liver and gets stored in the gallbladder. And when you eat a fatty food, it gets squirted out of the gallbladder, assuming you have one. Doctors love taking gallbladders out, but assuming you still have your gallbladder, the bile gets squirted out of the gallbladder into the intestine, and it helps you absorb your fats and your minerals. Bile salts are the active ingredients in that fluid that we call bile, and you can supplement them. You can take them in by themselves as bile salts. You'll see them listed on the ingredient deck on your Ultimate Enzymes and various enzyme products, or you can get bile salts, B-I-L-E, bile salts off the internet or in a health food store just by themselves. Okay?
All right. I appreciate you, Ben.
Thank you, Sheryl.
So much, and you have a blessed day.
You too. God bless you, man. Bye-bye. Okay, Chris in Maryland, what's up? Welcome to the Bright Side, buddy. Chris.
Yes. Hi.
Hey, Chris.
Hi, Pharmacist Ben.
What's up?
Yes, I have a number of health issues, and I'll try to be brief. But one of my main issues is that I have non-traumatic haematoma on both kidneys, and I am on dialysis.
Okay.
And I have what is also called polycystic kidney disease.
Okay.
And I'm not able to build my blood due to my kidneys. They're both, of course, they're failed. And I understand from what my nephrologist was telling me that one of the reasons why your kidneys have failed is because there's an enzyme called APDase.
No. Don't go there. There's only one reason why your kidney fails.
I understand my high blood pressure and diabetes that I've had.
Well, those are secondary. There's one major reason. And the reason I think this is important is because if you can boil it down to one major reason, there's only one thing you need to do.
Right.
So, yeah, there's enzymes that are involved, and there's genetic changes that are involved, and certainly blood sugar is involved. There's all these different factors, but it all comes down to one thing. And the reason this is important is because this gives you power. This gives you control over your condition. If you're going from your enzymes to your genetics to blood sugar and here and there, to and fro to all of these different factors while they're involved, you're going to go crazy. But if you can boil it down to one main issue, you simplify the whole process. You know what it is? And it makes perfect sense when I explain it to you. What do the kidneys do? They're your spaghetti strainers for your blood. They're your filters for your blood.
Correct.
The only reason anybody has kidney disease, and you're in good company because there's millions of people who do, and there's the epidemic, dialysis is like an epidemic. The only reason you have a kidney problem or anybody has a kidney problem is because the blood is dirty.
Right.
And this is so important because it simplifies everything. You can't control your enzymes, but you can control your blood because you are the only person who can allow anything to get into the blood. Your doctor can't control that. There's no drugs that can control that. There's no medical strategies that can control that. We control what gets into the blood. Now, there's only three ways. I don't know if you've heard me before, but there's only three ways that. Okay, so you know what I'm going to say. There's only three ways that things get into the blood. They come in through the skin, rarely, if you're an IV drug user or through vaccines. Okay, that's one way, but that's rare. The second way is through the lungs, and again, that's rare.
Never smoke.
Okay, so that's rare. You may breathe something in. We got crap in the air, of course, and chemtrails and all this stuff they put into the air. That's a possibility. But by far and away, the number one reason why the blood gets dirty is from food. Yeah. And we control that. So kidney disease is a blood disease. It's a sign of dirty blood. And the only reason, for the most part, the major reason why the blood gets dirty is because of how we eat. And because of the digestive tract. Breakdown in the digestive tract, it's called leaky gut syndrome or intestinal permeability syndrome. So for kidney disease, you got to work on the digestive system first. Now, the blood sugar system is also involved because the blood gets dirty from sugar, and oxygen is also involved because a lack of oxygen will cause the blood to become sticky and gooey and clotted and coagulated, and that will also clog up the kidneys. So between these 3 points, you have massive control over kidney disease. Are enzymes involved? Obviously. They're involved in everything, as we've been talking about. Is genetics involved? Obviously. Genetics is involved in everything. But these are not your control points. Your control point, your major control point, is the food you're eating, especially sugar, and then oxygenation. So do a food diary and eliminate problem foods. That's step number one. Always, always, always eliminate problem foods. If you want to do one single thing for your health from a physiologic perspective, eliminate problem foods. And that means a food diary, of course. And then strengthen the digestive tract using good bacteria, probiotics, get on the nightly essence, use fermented foods, make sure you're getting enough fiber, also building the digestive lining with essential fatty acids and zinc, and also perhaps glutamine powder. These are all strategies for building a healthy digestive tract. And then stabilizing your blood sugar, restricting your intake of foods that break down into sugar, of course, and then using sugar metabolizing, sugar processing nutrition. Chromium and vanadium, those are your superstar sugar metabolizing minerals, along with zinc and along with selenium. That would be your healthy start pack, your ultimate selenium. And personally, if it was me, I'd be getting on 50 milligrams a day of zinc picolinate. Find that at the health food store, and always balance out your zinc with a little bit of copper. And then as far as nutrients, as far as vitamins go, for helping with sugar, the B complex is stupendously important, and it's a major deficiency because we excrete the B complex regularly. When you're done with your dialysis, the odds are really good that you're going to be deficient in your B complex, the very nutrients you need for processing sugar. So make sure you're using your Beyond Tangy Tangerine. Make sure you're using fresh veggie juices, great source of the B complex. Sprouts, great source of the B complex. Eggs, great source of the B complex. living foods. The B complex is your energy vitamins, and living foods are great sources of the B complex. And then also, especially niacin, by the way, great for sugar metabolism. I'd be doing timed release niacin, 250 milligrams. Last but not least, my friend, please make sure you're practicing your slow, deep breathing techniques to make sure that your blood is flowing and the circulatory system is moving correctly. Thanks for your call, Chris. I wish we had more time, but that's all we got time for on the bright side. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Thank you so much for listening, friends. Tomorrow we'll continue talking hormone health as it relates to the skin. We'll talk specifically about the pituitary and the pineal gland. Check out my website, brightsideben.com. And if you're interested in purchasing any Truth Treatment products, go to truthtreatments.com. Thanks for listening. Have an awesome, spectacular, beautiful day. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye for now.
Most of us already know that taking a fish oil supplement to boost omega-3s is a good idea. But did you know that about 60% of Americans are actually deficient in omega-3s? Did you know that most fish oil products contain only about 25% omega-3s and the remaining 75% is undesirable fish fat? Heck, did you know that more than 90% of fish oil supplements sold in the USA are not even made here? If you want to boost your omega-3s using the finest American-made fish oil, check out Nutrigold Fish Oil Supplements on www.fishoil.best. Nutrigold fish oils are independently 5-star certified and guaranteed to be exceptionally pure. That means no more fish burps. Best of all, just one Nutrigold fish oil capsule contains more omega-3s than 4 standard fish oil capsules. Go to www.fishoil.best or call 888-920-1497 and use promo code BESTFISHOIL to get a free 1-month supply. That's www.fishoil.best or call 888-920-1497.
What would your life be like if you woke up each morning with new vitality, feeling better than you have in years, and you noticed a difference in your sleeping patterns, blood sugar levels, and had a sense of well-being overall? There's something that is changing thousands of people's lives, and you could be one of them. It's called Heart and Body Extract. Sharon Harris, co-creator of Heart and Body Extract, talks about the positive effects of Heart and Body Extract.
What happens with the formula Heart and Body Extract is it's giving the body the necessary vitamins, minerals, amino acids, enzymes, and phytonutrients so the body will heal itself. And yes, the body does have the ability to balance blood pressure, balance cholesterol, clean and unclog the arteries. It can also work on balancing the circulation for diabetics. So the body is an amazing thing. It simply needs some help so it has the tools to heal itself.
Heart and Body Extract gets results. To order your 2-month supply, call now, toll free at 866-295-5305. Order online at hbextract.com.
Silver has always been nature's very own antibiotic, and only one system allows you to produce an endless supply of nano-sized silver solutions right from the convenience of your home. Silver Lungs. With the addition of our unique lung delivery system, respiratory infections are targeted directly, where traditional oral administration simply cannot reach. This pioneering method also preserves the original particle sizes and delivers your silver solution directly into the bloodstream. See the Silver Lungs generator and lung delivery system at silverlungs.com. That's silverlungs.com.
My name is Bill Bunner, and I'm the president of the largest private news and research network in the world. And I paid for this airtime because I have an important message to the American people. There's a change coming that the government isn't telling you about. This change has deep implications for life in America, from where you shop to the doctors you visit and the family you want to protect. Look, I've made predictions like this before. Thing is, I was right then too. A few years ago, I warned that housing prices would collapse. They did. Before that, I warned that .com companies would crash. They did. Those who listened had a chance to save themselves. But this has nothing to do with the stock market. This will affect us all.
You can watch the video for free right now by going to disappearingwealth.com. Again, that's disappearingwealth.com.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states. Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-261-0937. That's 800-261-0937. Are your Google search results killing you? Unflattering content in blogs, news articles, online reviews, social media, or other sources can jeopardize your reputation, your business, and your livelihood. Let Reputation.com help. Our patented technology will make the truth about you more visible while pushing down unwanted negative content. Improve your Google search results. Call Reputation.com at 1-800-831-0771 for a free consultation. That's 800-831-0771.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
Why do over 50% of North Americans suffer from some form of chronic ailment? Could it be due to a toxic overload? It's time to take back your life. Get the lead out as well as the cadmium, mercury, and calcium. Extendovite is a garlic cayenne supplement with 5 other herbs that acts like a natural Drano, cleaning out the stored toxins, restoring your energy and youthfulness that we've lost. If you would like to live your life free of sickness, pain, or fear, then Extendovite is for you. Available in either capsules or liquid, you too can see why Extendovite is the #1 heart drop available. To order, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822, or visit our website at heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states. Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-261-0937. That's 800-261-0937.